Hello.
Hello.
So, METROPOTAM is a Romanian website, little Romanian website that was started by myself and a friend of mine 5 years ago. And basically, our initial objective was not building a website. Our initial objective was building a brand. We were looking at the Romanian market, and we didn't see too many local brands, strong brands, addressing young people needs. And we said, okay, let's create a brand. And we studied the way to get a very, very strong awareness, very cheap. And we thought that the internet was the cheapest way to achieve good awareness for young people. So basically, we started as a publishing website. We've been doing it for 3.5 years. Then we realized that publishing is really very, very competitive. It's very easy to create pages on the internet to game to game the Google and the search engines. So we decided that given that we achieved some strong of awareness at the brand level, we decided to transition from the publishing platform towards an engagement platform. So basically, this is what METROPOTAM is like now. We've started this transitioning 1 year ago, and we're close to a 1.0 version of the product. A few words about myself. In a previous life, I've worked in finance. I wanted to be a VC myself 10 years ago. Then I decided that it's not for me. And then I have been living in 5 countries and working there, and then decided that Romania is the best place to start or to see if entrepreneurship is something for me or not. In 2003, when I returned to Romania, I started a software company, and then in 2008, METROPOTAM having become a very, very expensive hobbit, we had to decide whether we make it a business or we just keep it as a hobby. So basically, I started being involved in the summer of 2008. 2009, we decided that publishing is not really what we were after. 2010, the crisis struck us. Basically, what we're trying to go is somewhere at the intersection of what those big guys are going to. If you're familiar with what Foursquare and Groupon and Facebook Places and Google Places and some other bunch of internet companies are doing on the global level, everybody is going to make local recommendations based on the tastes. More level, some people are focusing on one vertical of music or going out places or movies. Some people are having a broad approach to this. Facebook, Google, even Groupon. Groupon positioned themselves, even though it's a mail marketing company, positioned themselves, explore your city, explore the things you have to do in your city. And basically this is where we're trying to go at the intersection of where those guys are going. And if you're familiar with the, have you heard of Clayton Christensen? Well, yeah. So this is a Harvard professor who wrote a very interesting article back 10 years ago, which is named Skate Where the Money Will Be. And basically, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to skate where those guys are going to, right? So this is a paraphrase of Wayne Gretzky, who's a famous hockey player, who said, I'm that good because I skate where the puck will be. So basically, skate where the money will be, something like that. So basically, this is what's happening at the global level, and sooner or later, this will translate into the local level, right? There are to some certain extent, they are already here, but they don't really have the local expertise or the local presence. Just this year, Google opened an office here, but it's just a sales office, right? There's lots of other companies or websites, little websites or big websites who are trying to address this type of opportunity. Some people are copying us, some people are defining their category, but it's not, we don't really have, except for the global players, we don't really have one category that is defined by one big player, right? And in the eyes of the media companies, this is not a big category. It's very, very small players. They make their media plans and spend their money with. Also, there's very few brands. Most of the brands young people relate to are international brands such as Apple, such as Google, and so on and so forth. And there's very, very little product differentiation In Romania, everybody is running to become, I don't know, the highest number of page views created at the lowest cost, and everybody is doing that. But there's no articulate vision in addressing and creating value for the users. They're basically trying more or less to game Google. Few words about the Romanian online market, where we've been doing business for the last 5 years. We noticed that it's but you already know that because you're investors. It's very underinvested, very undercapitalized. There are very, very few projects, interesting projects, very few brands as well. It's heavily depending on the ad model, whereas you'll have to work very closely with media agencies. And that's why you need to have lots of page views inventory so that you can have lucrative deals with them. And overall, we see that there's little differentiation, and the value creation process depends on the lowest cost provider, because media agencies need to have the biggest reach possible at the lowest cost. So basically, everybody is trying to sell CPMs at the lowest cost. So basically, this is where METROPOTAM is right now. We're trying to go from a model that relies exclusively on content towards a model whereas people build taste profiles. Basically, when you log in, you have a wizard, whereas you're asked what movies you like, what places you go to and liked or you didn't like, what movies you like, and so on and so forth. And then we created in back an engine that basically gives you automatically recommendations and gives you the opportunity to follow, a la Twitter style, people with relevant interests for you. And on top of that, because it's quite boring to go every day and say, I like this movie, I like this book, I like this anything, we've built games. Because games are entertaining, and it helps us more easier to build the taste graph, right? And then the taste graph is something we're really, really after. Some key facts or some metrics that we're always taking into consideration whenever we look at our business. We have 5 full-time employees and 4 part-time collaborators. I only have 1 developer. Monthly, this is what we produce. We have about 300 visits monthly, and this is something we're really, really after to increase. We have about 2% login actions. That means people log in and create actions in our database. They like movies and so on and so forth. And last year we did about 140K in revenue. Basically, our next milestones, and this is what we're something really, really focused in the future, in the short-term future. We need to have the product at the 1.0 level, and there's lots of development over there. We need to increase the traffic. We need to see that what we're doing gets a little more traffic, a little more traction, more than 2%, and explore other revenue opportunities. We don't think that depending 100% of the media ad agencies is really healthy. So basically, this is our opportunity. We try to create a large network of engaged users who are differentiated through our user experience and brand experience. We try to build a business a la Virgin style, if you want, around these people, around this network, and the Romanian market is really, really, we believe, a really, really good context for trying to just do that. Thank you.